Good morning and welcome to another episode of Moms in Real Estate in the Morning. Do you hear my phone ringing? I feel like it's Monday morning tradition for my phone to just start ringing. I'm so excited, though, to be here with you, Kristen, and with Katie. I feel like anybody that's inside Moms in Real Estate should absolutely know who Katie is. So Katie is a national title partner of ours. And I feel like you are the biggest and best champion of other moms in the community. And I just love reading your success stories all the time.
Aww.
So we're excited to just help our community get to know you better today, friend.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I love any and every excuse I have to sing one of the Moms in Real Estate's phrases. It's like the best feeling ever. So
I know. I love your stories because it's like we can all like post about what we do and whatever, but I feel like the stories are just like always where it hits and where people can see like, oh my gosh, like that's what it's like. I feel like she's talking to me, you know? So I love all the stuff that you share.
yeah, I mean, the Moms in Real Estate, it's just like we all get it. We know that besides real estate being crazy for any and everyone that's in real estate, we also have our kids that are in like sports, or you have a newborn plus a 6-year-old and you're bouncing around between drops off with different kids, and we all just get it. So I think that we are like super impressive that we're able to somehow find a way to balance it all, even though it might not feel like it at the time. So being able to like sing a mom's praise, like she got this deal done in the middle of sending her one off to college and she has one in 4th grade. And, you know, like I love those stories. So
Me too.
I love it too. And, you know, as an agent still in production myself, like I just think it's so valuable to have a genuine relationship with your title officer and your escrow company and all the things. Just this weekend this last week, I've been working on a listing, and it's kind of a unique situation because the primary contact is like a friend of the sellers and not the sellers. And so I've been able to have like very limited contact with the seller directly. And so I've like been trying to navigate that. And it was so funny because literally in my head, I was like, oh, dang, like I should just call title and ask them like what they can do to help me to have like an additional layer of protection to make sure that we have the correct seller authorization. And so anyways, I just love that because I feel like, Katie, sometimes moms are like, well, like you were talking about it, like our bandwidth is limited. Like we don't have time to go network and mix and mingle and like meet all these industry people. But I love that inside of our community, they can, and then you can be that kind of resource, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I always want my clients to feel like it's kind of where the Homegirl brand came from with the podcast and everything else. Like I want them to feel like I'm their friend too, that I want to hear about their kids or their weekend or their holidays on top of the real estate stuff. So that way, when we are going through, a stressful transaction where there's a lot going on, it feels easy to just text me real quick and be like, what's going on with this? Because we're in constant communication anyway.
That is the funnest. That is the funnest part about building a business around moms in real estate is that it is. I always say like, I could literally look at every person I work with right now and nobody drains me at all. Like everyone's somebody that I'd go get a coffee or a glass of wine with. And I feel like that's like the difference where in real estate for so long, gosh, I mean, I was trained like anyone that breathes, right? And so all of a sudden I'm like, I'm literally around people I do not enjoy. My phone rings and I'm like, I do not want to talk to this person. And so I feel like when I made that shift, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just like this doing life with all these amazing moms in real estate, right? And so we're
you hit the nail on the head. I went through the exact same thing. I remember going to a conference and somebody was like, the presenter was talking about how you have to find your ideal client. And you do that by thinking about all the people that felt really good to work with and trying to find more people like that and not chasing the ones that don't feel like that. And I remember thinking at the time, oh my God, this is like years ago now, but I remember thinking like, but I don't have enough business to where I can turn away business. So I have to keep chasing and I can't wait till I get to that point. And there was at some point, it just clicked for me where it was like, no, you need to do that first, even if it feels scary or like your business isn't there yet. Like if you don't do that first, it doesn't open up the door for the right people to come into your life, and you waste so much time and energy with the wrong people, and they will be the ones you bend over backwards for, like jump through hoops, and they will leave you a bad review. And you're like, what in the world
Totally.
what did I do that for? So it's scary, but you have to figure out like who are your right people and dive all into those people first. So.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't agree more. And I literally talk to agents all the time about this. Like, you're going to have pain, and you have to be intentional on where you're going to have that pain. And if you can just suck it up and have it in the beginning by building correctly, like what your business looks like year 2 and year 3 is so different. So I love that you said that. And I know one of the things that you are really helpful with like your agents is like helping them to stay top of mind and generate more referrals, right? Without feeling like that salesy, cringe, yuck way. So what are some of the top ways that like you've done that, and that you also see agents really winning at a high level doing that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we do for all of our agents that want us to do this on their behalf is after we close with a buyer-side transaction, for a year after that deal closes, we will send gifts on the agent's behalf throughout that year. So like every 3 months, every quarter, they'll get a gift from their agent that we do all the legwork on on our own, but it looks like it's coming from the agent and it's unique and personalized to them. So it might be a Christmas ornament that has their address on it. It might be a wooden like little entryway tray that has their last name on it. Just something to like stay top of mind with that person without feeling like, oh, do you have a referral for me? Like every couple months. It just feels like very unique, personal, thoughtful, but it's also not adding anything to their plate because we do it on their behalf. It's like a win-win. It's a thank you for sending us their business, and also hopefully generating more business for you without you having to, lift a finger or think about it. So that has been huge. It's also like most of the time when people look for recommendations, they jump to their friends and family or Facebook. Do you have a plumber or a painter or an agent that you recommend? That's where they look for their recommendations. And so you might have had a great experience with these people, but if there was nothing that really like stuck out or made them feel like really unique and special, then are they really going to take the time to be like, oh, you have to reach out to my agent, blah, 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 blah. Probably not. But if they just got a random gift for you for no reason at all that they weren't expecting, that was like unique and personal to them, they probably are going to like sing your praises and go out of their way to, try and get you more business. So that is something that I'm super proud of, that I feel like goes a long way. Another thing is a pain point that I hear all the time is social media. Like, I don't know what to post. It feels like another job. I can't come up with all this content. So I'm like, what else can I do to help take that off their plate? So I always post like under contract posts, closing posts. And I also think that goes a little bit further than them doing it on their own, because it's someone else that's speaking to their success versus you like tooting your own horn. Like, of course you believe you're a great agent, but if someone else believes you're a great agent, people are much more likely to believe it because it's coming from another source. Kind of like the friends and family thing where they're looking for recommendations to people,
Yeah.
So
I will tell you that social media piece is so big. I remember when I was like on more of the brokerage side of things, that was one of the biggest value propositions for the agents, was like they wanted those like numbers posts and those like, attaboy posts. Like it just really helps. We can only brag about ourselves so much online. Like we're all like, oh my gosh, do I have to get out and say this again? But yeah, we actually do. So to have somebody else doing it for us is so great. There's actually I just saw something the other day is there's a girl that's very popular with Facebook ads. Her name's Ads by Ashley is like her brand. And she does this really well where she has other people selling for her. And it's that whole concept. So I just think that's a really good value.
I think it's huge. And like you said, I mean, that's gold, right? Like it's telling the success and the promotion without it having to be directly from the person. And I think it's also, it's showing that there is leverage, right? There's a team, there's a group of people. Like one thing that we do is when we close a transaction, because we work a little bit more volume, you know, we know that not every person's going to be our person. And so we kind of internally, like, was our experience, and our goal, you know, no matter what, is to create everybody a level 10 experience. But we always ask, was our experience above a 7? Because if our experience with this client wasn't above a 7, we don't want to move them into like our, you know, our mob and our different programs. We don't want to continue the relationship.
Right.
And I just think about it, and it's like, you know, year over year, your business gets bigger and there's more lift. And so Katie, what you're coming alongside and doing is really helpful with leverage. And I think that the thing I was thinking about is that I love that you have found a way to do it, because I've never been shy about leverage. I've always been fine to go to the people that I directly, for lack of better words, spoon feed deals and opportunities to, and say like, hey, how can you help me to better serve my people and better serve my clients and do these things. And the last few years, I feel like I've always been hit with like, oh, well, we can't do that because of this rule, or you can't do that because of this, or we can't do that because of this. And I haven't had like these solution-based minded partners that are like, oh, we're all in on it with you. And I just think that when you get that tribe, right? Like my perfect client that I always am trying to replicate the experience, they literally gave us a plaque at closing. It was like, you get like a football trophy, and it had like our picture, and it was like the dream team. And they always talked about how we helped them assemble their dream team, from their lender to their title officer to everybody, like it was their dream team. And so that's always my goal. And so I love that. Do you find that you can do this in all markets? Because obviously we have agents in all markets. So is there any limitations to where you can offer this support?
We do it in all markets. Like there's obviously ways to go about it to be RESPA compliant and things like that. So in some of them, we might need to make sure that our contact information is also listed somewhere in the packaging to the gift, or like just like little nuances like that. But the overall messaging comes from the agent, and we are just like the background noise, depending on the state. But yeah, absolutely. It's all RESPA compliant, and we do it in all states that we function. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love that so much. And I am so thankful. I know, Kristen, and I love having you as part of the community. And so as always, if you want to get, you know, connected with Katie, you don't know her, you should. If you aren't listening to her podcast, you should definitely check that out. And she's a resource, right? Reach out. But you can always jump over to our website, heymire.com, and all Katie's contact information is there. But what is your preferred method, Katie? Like, how do you love people to pop in?
I mean, honestly, just social media is fine with me. Like if that's where you see my contact information, it's easy for you to just shoot me a DM, then do that. So Instagram, Facebook, all the things.
Well, awesome. We love that. And we love having you here. Kristen, did you have anything else you wanted to share this morning?
I was totally going to say, make sure you check out her podcast, because it's really good. And maybe reach out to her to be on her podcast. You know, I think that's another huge opportunity inside our community.
Yeah. The goal of the podcast is to like make you look like the local expert in your community. So I'm happy to help do that.
Love that. Well, thank you, friend. And thanks for joining us this morning. And ladies, don't forget, tomorrow is our first Tuesday of the month. I think it is, but maybe it's the second, but nonetheless, it's our marketing meetup. So we'll be live tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.
Bye.